Thanks for staying with us. The legal battles are over and the verdict is clear. The Edo State 2024 Governorship Election Tribunal has dismissed all petitions challenging Governor Monday Okhuemoi's victory. The cases brought by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Accord Party, AP, and Action Alliance, AA, have all been thrown out, with the tribunal ruling that the petitioners failed to provide substantial proof of electoral malpractice. This ruling marks a significant moment in Edo's political landscape, but what does this mean for the opposition? Will they accept the verdict or proceed with an appeal as they've threatened? And how does this decision shape governance in Edo moving forward? Our guest this morning is BUGIE Okhuemoi, a special advisor on media and publicity to the Edo State Governor. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on your platform again.
Okay, yeah. So we understand, in fact, you people are still in Abuja right now. The tribunal has dismissed all petitions. How does the government feel now, the Edo State government, I'm saying, especially the governor?
Well, Governor Okhuemoi is very, very happy. Not necessarily happy because he won, because, I mean, he always knew he was going to win. Anybody in Edo State, not social media analysts, anybody in Edo State who was on ground during the election knows that that election was free, it was fair, it was credible, and that he won fair and square. So that has never been in doubt for Governor Okhuemoi. But he's happy that the judiciary has established the will of Edo people that was expressed on September 21st, 2024, when they elected him as governor. Anything beyond that would have been a sort of subversion of that will. And so he's happy for the Edo people that the decision they took on that day, has been affirmed and has been established. But beyond that, it's just, I mean, we continue with work. He's been working since day one, and he's back to work as expected. So we're happy for Edo people, basically.
The allegations were that there were some infringements in some places, there were overvoting, there were some malpractices and all that. Are you saying categorically right now that all those things didn't happen? Because you're talking about the credibility of the election, are you saying it was devoid of some sort of malpractices, this overvoting that they complained about and all other things that they said? Is it that those things didn't happen, or that the prosecutors or the complainants did not prove their case well?
Okay, thank you. Before I go into that question, let me establish something very important that we seem to be overlooking. Democratic elections are the people's opportunity to have a say in who governs them, in who leads them. And I think that's a right that should not be tampered with. People should have a say in who leads them. So if an election process has taken place and the body responsible for organizing that election has declared that it was a free and fair process and has declared a winner according to the will expressed by the people, going to court and asking the court to overturn that situation is not something the court takes very lightly. What you are saying is that the will of over close to 300,000 people who voted for Governor Monday Okhuemoi should be upturned. So the court takes that very seriously. And that is why the court is always very particular in election petition situations, that the petitioner must prove as convincingly as necessary that there were infractions or malpractices in that election. And because of that, there was a necessity for that outcome as declared by INEC to be upturned. So you don't just go to court with an election petition that is watery, that is weak, that, I mean, is just full of hearsay, without actual proof, without, verifiable evidence. And that was what the court declared yesterday. That the petitioners did not prove convincingly at all.
My question is not even to prove. My question is not even to prove whether Okhuemoi won or he did not win. My question is that, was it devoid of any kind of infractions? Whether the majority of the people still voted for him or not, maybe things could have been done better. Are you saying all the allegations were not true? Nothing like that happened in Edo, and it was as free and fair as you're saying?
Well, that's not in my position to declare. I was on election day, I was in my polling unit, I cast my vote, and I went back to wait for results in our situation room. I cannot speak to what happened in other polling units. Now, if the people who lost the election said, or if anybody comes out to say there were malpractices in several other areas where I wasn't, I guess that is why they went to court. And it's the responsibility of the court to look at all of those allegations and declare. And the court declared yesterday that there was no proof that, of course, we know there are no perfect elections. We must be fair to know that there are no perfect elections.
True.
There might be one or two, issues here and there. But the court's responsibility is, like I was listening to one of our senior lawyers today, Debrossi Shoma, and he made a comment. He talked about substantiality of irregularities. Whatever infractions were there, we know we don't have perfect elections in Nigeria. But is that enough to turn that election? So, like, answering your question directly, I can't tell you there were malpractices here or there. I was in my polling. I voted. Everything went well.
Okay. Now,
petitioners allege that
there were malpractices. Okay. It's still an allegation. But that brings us to the fact that the PDP and its governorship candidate have said that they are going to the appeal court. Does that worry you in any way?
If the tribunal didn't worry us, why would they appeal warriors? I mean, that's the beauty of democracy. There are many layers you can access to get justice. But I'm very confident anybody who listened to the judges yesterday, who listened to the judgment, there will be a different outcome at the appeal. I'm almost very certain of that. So it's good that they are going to appeal. We expected that, but we're very confident the outcome will not be different from what the tribunal provided.
So what do you make of the leaked document? Before the judgment was given even, a document leaked online, purportedly it was the judgment that was supposed to be delivered yesterday. So how did you take that, and what does that tell you about the judiciary?
Okay, firstly, I didn't see the document, but I was made aware that there was a document that was leaked. From the things I was told, I think there are differences in what was delivered yesterday and that judgment. I stand corrected. Somebody mentioned to me that the judgments in the document that is purportedly leaked was a 2-1 decision, a split decision, 2-4 and 1 against. But the judgment yesterday was unanimous. It was 3 judges agreeing on the same thing. So I didn't see the documents. I don't. But let me say this: politics and campaigns, for those of us who participate in it, is war, in quotes. So there's a lot of strategy, there's a lot of mind games, there's a lot of psychological, strategy. So it is not totally out of place to guess or assume that it's possible that people from the opposition may have put that together to bring out, just to, of course, maybe having an inkling or having an idea that they weren't going to win the elections, to have put that out to make it seem like, oh, this election was compromised. I'm not stating it, but I'm just saying that could have been a possibility. But I didn't see that. And when it comes to the integrity of the judiciary, so many people if you look at the judgment yesterday,
There seems to be a problem with your network. I don't know what is going on. You're coming on and off. And can you hear me now? Bugie, can you hear me? We lost your audio at some point, and I don't know if you went back to muting yourself or something. It seems your network is playing games on us. Can you hear me? We can't hear you anymore. Okay, we hope that we could rectify that. We have about 4 minutes left or 3 minutes left that we could have heard so many other things from BUGIE OKHUEMOI. He's the special advisor on media and publicity to the Edo State Governor, Monday Okpebholo. Yesterday, the tribunal gave its verdict on the case that was brought before it by PDP and its candidate and other political parties that felt the outcome of the election was not what was expected. They threw out all these petitions saying that there were not enough evidences to prove that that election should be overturned. And we know also that the day before there was a leaked document in public space saying that the tribunal voted in favor of the sitting governor, that is Monday Okhuemoi, and the outcome turned out to be exactly as it was stated in that document. Well, anyway, the BUGIE has just told us that there were some differences. We needed to know what those differences are, and especially what the Edo State people stand to or should be expecting now that the fight is over, at least at the tribunal, because PDP has said that they are going to appeal the judgment, and anything can still happen from the appeal court to the Supreme Court, because for now, the cases can still get to the Supreme Court. We were told that there's a law in the making to make sure that these things do not exceed the appeal court, and they will just end there at the appeal court. Can you hear me now?
I hear you very clearly.
Okay, now, so let's cut the matter short. What are the priorities of the governor right now that the appeal court has ruled in favor of him and his party, the APC?
The tribunal, not the appeal court.
The tribunal, sorry. I was just talking about appeal court, so I jumped to that. The tribunal now, yeah.
Maybe you have been prophetic.
Please tell us.
Governor Okhuemoi came into office with a clear focus, and that is to deliver the dividends of governance to the people of Edo State. He's been very hard at that, delivering on his promises. A couple of weeks ago, we celebrated 100 days in office, and there was such a deluge of achievements that the administration has achieved. He has never been distracted from that, not even with the issues in the tribunal. He's been focused on ensuring that Edo people, enjoy the benefits of governance and get the expectations they have of voting him in. And that he has done. So he's focusing on all the core areas and core issues that he has promised people: security, healthcare, infrastructure, natural resources, agriculture, education. And that's what he's been doing. So the activities at the tribunal and other legal activities haven't been a distraction at all. He's focused on that, and things can only keep getting better. Can only keep getting better for the citizens.
Okay, but that's his focus. Things should keep getting better. What are the priorities? His major focus. Where is he taking Edo State to? He has the dream to make Edo State better and all that. In what areas?
Okay, I've been on your platform a couple of weeks ago where I introduced what we call the SHINE agenda, which is the policy direction of this government. SHINE represents security, healthcare, infrastructure development, natural resources that encompasses agriculture and food sustainability, and education. And in those areas, it's been very, of course, you are aware of the unfortunate incident with the Urumi situation. That has put more pressure to ensure that the security situation in Edo State is addressed. And the governor is totally hands-on on that, engaging with security agencies within and outside the state. The banditry issue and the issues that our people in Edo Central and Edo North particularly have to deal with are issues that have roots and origins beyond Edo State. These are national security issues that cross borders of states. So it's not something, while the governor is going to give direction, energy to the solutions, there has to be a lot of synergy between the state government and the federal government and then neighboring states, because the effects of what we see in those states is because of some operations from outside that seems to be driving these people. Of course, when there's an operation in a place against them, they don't move. So, of course, Governor Monday Okhuemoi is very determined and focused and is taking active steps to ensure that they don't find those states as a safe haven. And in a very short while, that matter is going to be addressed. Of course, agriculture is a very key part of his agenda. This year, agriculture got, the highest budget he had ever gotten in the history of the state, over 70 billion. Farmlands have been acquired, massive farmlands that will drive industrial agriculture and make Edo State the food hub of the country. And a lot of work is going on in that direction. Schools are being renovated. The last administration placed a lot of emphasis on processes and techniques, but a lot was of basic learning facilities, and this government has focused on that, ensuring that our schools are renovated. Just a couple of days ago, recruitment of teachers, reached a conclusive stage, and so many other activities, infrastructural development, roads are being tarred, roads particularly that will open up the rural areas and ensure that access to the rural areas is very effective, particularly because a lot of the agricultural activities that the government is working on would be taking place in those areas. So it was key that those roads were open on. And in a very short while, there'll be a lot of relief for Edo people as it regards infrastructural development. This, among so many other things, are what the governor is focused on and he's delivering on.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. We do hope that with this in mind, Edo people will shine as the policy direction is shining or suggests. So we hope to be able to, above everything else, we want peace everywhere in Nigeria, and especially in Edo State. This means that Edo State has returned to APC more or less. We hope that other political parties and even the APC will learn lessons from here so that next time there will be no need at all to go to the tribunal for anything else. We wish you luck in your state, and we wish you success in this administration, and all the things that you've dreamt to do, may they come to pass for the good of the people of Edo State. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We've been talking to BUGIE OKHUEMOI, Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the Edo State Governor, who were looking at the aftermath of the tribunal judgment and what is in store for the Edo people. Now we're going to take a short break, and when we return, Okaba criticizes Wike for minority claim on Ijaw. Will be next. Stay with us.